Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what if McQueen accepted the Dinoco offer and how this would affect Cars 2 and Cars 3. Okay, so at the end of Cars 1, Tex Dinoco offers McQueen an offer to join Dinoco and replace the King. Of course, McQueen turns down the offer, deciding to stay with Rusty's, but in our timeline, let's say McQueen accepts the offer. Of course, this would mean McQueen's dream from the start of the movie would come true. However, this would leave Rusty and Dusty with no racer. However, I think sometime before Cars 3 they would hire Cal Weathers to be the racer, because in Cars 3 Cal races for Dinoco, but since in our timeline McQueen will be racing for Dinoco, Cal won't be able to join and will most likely join Rusty's. So I'm not sure if McQueen would still set up his racing headquarters at Radiator Springs, but let's go with the fact that he does, since I doubt Tex would have much of a problem with it. Okay, so this brings us to Cars 2. I think McQueen would have the paint job you are seeing on screen here during the World Grand Prix. He would be making a lot of money from racing, but would of course still be living at Radiator Springs. Now, I think the rest of the events in Cars 2 would remain the same, because nothing that has to do with Rusty's is really in the movie, and this is the World Grand Prix, not the Piston Cup. So yeah, I think everything else in Cars 2 would be the same. Okay, so this brings us to Cars 3. Now, I said at the beginning, I believe Cal Weathers would be racing at the Rusty's. Would be racing as the Rusty's racer. However, in Cars 3, it shows that Cal is not a very good racer. Tex himself even says this after the Florida 500 race, and that's of course why Cruz is hired to join Dinoco at the end. But anyways, I think Jackson Storm would still beat McQueen, and his big crash would still happen no matter what. I think Sterling would have still bought Rusty's and would create the Rusty's Racing Center. Cruz would most likely still be working there, and she would most likely meet Cal, and they would train together. Now, I don't know if Cal would decide to go to Thunder Hollow or Fireball Beach, but there is a good chance that he would, since they are both close tracks to the Rusty's Racing Center. As for McQueen, he would continue to try to get his career back on track. And you could say that Dinoco could make their own racing center, but I don't think by the time it's made it will be time for the Florida 500. McQueen would most likely still meet Smokey, because that had nothing to do with the Rusty's Racing Center or Cruz. Mater told McQueen about Smokey, but I think without Cruz, McQueen would not be able to train as good. So yeah. And Cal would not meet Smokey, since, well, Doc was not Cal's mentor, so I mean, this is the point where I think Cal would realize that Sterling does not care about his career and just wants to make money, similar to what McQueen realized. Now in Cars 3, Cal is forced to retire, but I'd say that Sterling and Cal made the same deal Sterling and McQueen did in Cars 3. So I think Sterling would make it so Cal could join the race, and of course if he wins he can keep racing, but if not, he has to sell Sterling's products and promote them and all that stuff. Now I think McQueen would also still be in the race, but with no Cruz and not much time to train. I think McQueen would lose. I think mid-race, Cal would ask Cruz to take over, which, just like in Cars 3, I think she would do so. As for McQueen, he would retire, but I still want to give a satisfying conclusion to McQueen's story in this timeline, so I'll say that McQueen helped Cal mentor Cruz. And there you have it. As you can see, McQueen taking the offer of Dinoco really affects how everything in the Cars universe turns out, especially in Cars 3. If you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. If you guys have some ideas for more what if videos, state them in the comments. Anyways, I'll see you on the next video. Ciao and bye.